What's good YouTube, this is Scar, and today I'm gonna bring you the review of the 1 to 144 scale high grade universal Century GP02A Physallis Gundam missile launcher version. And so yeah, that's it. This is a pretty bulky machine. I really love the looks of it. I really do like the GP02 design, and this is an awesome representation. It's stable, it's accurate, it does have some issues, let's put it like that. Yeah, as you see, I have put no stickers. If you know me, you know I hate stickers at all. I much prefer painting, and so yeah, I usually never apply stickers and then paint the detail on the model in a second moment. But for this time, I started like I did, kinda like I did with the Dove Wolf. I wanted to see how it looked legit out of the box, so I started applying stickers and I put those on the shield. And there are 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the shield. And then I applied the one for the eyes, and then the one here. And then I started seeing that I knew these yellow things were gonna be stickers. That really didn't bother me. But then I started seeing that we did get stickers for the black of these, I don't know, head vents, and then get the stickers for the yellow of the Vulcans, and then the sticker for this, the sticker for the shoulder, for this. We do get a crap ton of stickers, and maybe they are not even that many, but I got really turned down, and I came back to what I usually do. So yep, I stopped applying stickers, and that's it. We would get yellow one here, a decal for the two, some for the head, including the yellow Vulcans, and I believe we do get, oh yeah, we do get red ones for this red thing. This should be on an E. And I do believe that's it, but I might be missing something. I can't really remember that well, but anyway, we do get some. So yeah, this is the main model, and let's go with the articulation now, shall we? Well, let me first point out that every yellow bit you might see on the original design are stickers. So that means the only color differentiation you get is the gray, blue, gray, dark gray, blue, and red. And that's it. Everything else is a sticker. So as I was about to say, the articulation. It's pretty good for a model this bulky, and I was kinda surprised. But hey, it's still pretty good. I mean, why this has gone out of focus? Okay, there we go. The head is on a simple ball joint, so it really just wiggles around and rotates, but I have to, it rotates until it hits this visor on the shoulder. Other way, it could rotate all the way around without any problems, though I have to point out that even if it is a single joint, it moves pretty fucking well. I mean, look at that. It is pretty impressive. Then what do we have? We have the shoulder that moves forward and backward. It's not the greatest movement out there, but it's forgivable for two things. The first one being that we have this bulky thing. Well, the first one being really its age, and it's good, but it has some years by now, so you can't really expect any fancy age thing. So, oops. No, they are not loose. I was just toying with it and it came out. They usually don't. So as I was about to say, the second thing is that we have these things on the shoulder, and they are pretty heavy. So I can see why they went with a stiffer joint instead of a much wider one. So that makes perfectly sense. All the joints in this kit are so freaking tight. It's sometimes they are too tight. Like these ones on the arms, they are so tight that when you rotate them, there's always the chance that the arm comes out. There we go. They are so tight and so strong, they can hold the accessories and everything else. It really is mind-blowing. So yeah, as I was about to say, the shoulder does move a bit independently from the arm, so the arm altogether, if we move the thrusters out of the way, can move this high up, which isn't half bad. Does rotate below the shoulder, bend at the elbow at one joint, and it is a rather good joint, but maybe they thought it wasn't enough, so they gave us a wrist joint. It goes up and down. It's actually pretty good. I mean, I think it is about the same amount we get with the 00. And the hand itself is on a ball joint. It's a very stiff ball joint, so it rotates and wiggles. Now, I want to point out that I had a problem with the hand covers here. They simply wouldn't go in. I mean, I put them in and they went out like I don't know, like they were, maybe they had a peg too big to go inside there. I don't really have an explanation for this, because they seemed fine to me until they started popping out, and so I had to glue them in place. Because really, I put them there and pop, they would just pop out. I don't really understand why, but well, there's that. Maybe it's just mine. Well, maybe it's just mine, but it did it on both hands, so if it is just mine, I have been very unlucky. So yeah, then since we are talking about the arm, let's point out these things that move up and down. Also, the thrusters move down like this. Pretty nice, they move together. Pretty nice gimmick there. And this flap moves up and down a bit. I do think it's for allow greater mobility, but don't really see the point. I mean, it's not really helping whatsoever, but okay, it's there, I guess. Then it rotates like this, and on the back, that goddamn arm. On the back we have this thruster that swivels to the side like that. Yeah, this is one major issue for me, especially the right arm. The torso rotates about this far, really. It's on a ball joint, so wiggles around, and you could get it higher up, so it could rotate all the way around. No real point in doing that, but you can do that. The side skirt, they move about this far, but really it isn't helpful anyway, because the legs are on single ball joints and they can't move outward more than this. And because of the bulk, they are gonna be pretty much always sticking outwards. I mean, you can't have them straight because they push away each other. So yeah, there's that. Not that I'm complaining, of course, because really it's just a design fault. This side skirt come molded independently. You don't have to separate them, they are already separate on the sprue, allowing the leg to move forward this far. And the back skirt doesn't really move, so the leg can move this far backward. The knees are double jointed, and this is all you're gonna get, a 90-degree bend, which for the bulk is rather impressive. And the feet, they are kind of weird. I mean, if you notice, this thing goes up and down, and I thought they were together with the fit, but they are not. They are just on a ball joint, and they sit there poorly, really. And joints in this is a bit weird. We have a double joint here, so the foot can move forward and backward, creating some interesting sliding thing with this one, which does look cool, but I don't know, I just feel it isn't right. Look at that. Okay, anyway. If you're wondering, this isn't useful for anything other than being there, really. So yeah, we have the feet that move forward and backward, side to side about this far, rotates all the way around, even though again it's gonna look a bit weird because the upper part is gonna stay there. The upper part itself can rotate to the side and wiggle around on the ball joint, so really no real point in doing that, but you can. On the back we do have this pretty articulated arm for the bazooka, which rotates here, then rotates. Let me get rid of this arm so you can see better. And also rotates here, and of course also, come on, also rotates here and should also bend like this, you know, so you can grab it and the barrel and put it there. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And since I talk about the barrel, let's bring it in. There isn't a real trigger finger hand, and really the handle is very thin, the hand is very big, so really just slides in there and sit there poorly. I mean, but of course it's not meant to hold itself up. It is meant to be plugged together with this one and lose an arm again and grab the handle. And it isn't really necessary to grab on the handle, it stays fine by itself, but of course if you want some poses you have to grab the handle, and I can't seem to be able to make it grab it for some reason. Come on, there we go. Perhaps, no, the arm just popped out. Nope, the whole bazooka popped out now. Oh, that's great. Okay, well, okay, with a bit of fiddling you can get it to hold it. Let me bring in the other arm. So yeah, with a bit of fiddling you can have it holding it, and no real problems there. Well, you saw there are some real problems there, but really nothing major. With a bit of fiddling everything is doable. Of course it is more difficult because I am on camera, and that makes it 10 times more difficult. Now, where are we gonna store the barrel? Let me just reattach the bazooka to his back. Now, as I was saying, where are we gonna store the barrel when we are not using it? And that's where the shield comes in handy. So we have this handle that has two pegs that goes here, and you just plug these two flaps up and down move. So you just put the barrel inside and kind of squeeze it in. These two things. You kind of squeeze it, and then you close this thing back up, put a handle, and we are done. Your barrel is stored. And if you are wondering how he holds the shield, well, let's skip that thing for the last. The other accessory we have two beam sabers that are stored here on the waist, on the side skirts, exactly. And the thick part goes under it, so it's easier to slide them there and then put the beam on. And that's it really. They sit a bit loosely, but if you squeeze them in there, the thick part is gonna like get stuck into the hand, so he holds it a bit better. Yeah, you just have to find the sweet spot. I mean, it's not super difficult. I've seen... God damn it, this arm. I've seen much difficult here beam saber to put in there, but this one, to be honest, pretty fine. Now, the real problem here is the shield, really. So, yeah. Sorry about that. Just tear apart the hand. I said the hand, not the arm. Tear apart the hand, put the shield in, and put back the finger in place. And there we go. Maybe plug the arm back in. So yeah, there it is. And no, he's not supporting on his leg. And if you don't believe it, I will just put it like this, because as I said, these joints are pretty stiff, so they don't have a real problem holding up this freaking heavy shield. And believe me, it's very, very heavy. Even though it's hollow, it's still pretty heavy, because it has the barrel and everything. So yeah. Okay, this never happened before. I believe it's just because I was shaking it, really. So yeah, as I was saying, no real problem holding the shield mid-air. But, let's be honest here, I didn't want him to hold the shield mid-air like this. Oh, I put it upside down. Okay, never mind, really, it's the same. I wanted him to have the shield leaning on the floor like a real badass wall shield. So, can we do that? No, not really. That's what really bothers me about this. The best you can do is have it leaning on his feet, and that's the lower it will go, because the handle is very, very thick, and there is not enough space for the hand to really dig in and hold it like this, like it should. So really, it's not gonna go lower than this. I wanted it to point on the floor. I mean, if you bend the legs, maybe you can lower him so the shield can touch the floor. But really, this isn't the pose I was looking for. I was looking for the badass standing pose with the shield standing on the ground, like pretty much like this, but just with the shield standing out, because now it isn't touching the floor, it's just hanging on the foot, and that's really the best we can achieve. This really bothers me. This is the most disturbing thing about this whole thing. Why? This is really okay. Why, really, why would you do that? I mean, it only makes things harder for you as well, Bandai. Why would you do this? Why? But hey, this is the missile launcher version, so we do get another accessory. So behold, as the name might suggest, the missile launchers, and there they are. We get two of these, and they are pretty awesome. I do love them. They are made of quite a lot of parts, really, almost master grade quality, I'd say. They are on this thing that rotates, and also they have some independent movement, not that much really, and they tend to pop out if you move them too much, but it's still there, you know, for that little extra dynamic action. All the things open up to reveal missiles inside. I mean, they are not actual missiles, they are just this gray part that's on top with a fake missile there. They're not gonna come out or anything, but they are there. If you wanna paint them, they will look gorgeous. So yeah, let me close them back in, and they will just plug here. I find it's difficult to fit them when you have this thing on, so I'm just gonna put away the nuke for a bit. It's not impossible because I had it with the nuke and the missile launcher on. I believe the nuke was kind of put this way, but I don't really have time and patience to fiddle around on camera. So yeah, just plug them there, and they swivel up and down and up, forward and backward, and they are pretty free. You can have them pretty much whatever you want. You can have them like in the active mode like this, in the shooting mode like this, and really that's it. How many modes are you gonna want your missile launcher to be? So yeah. Now that's it for the accessory. We do get 3 extra parts. These 3 things. And they are marked as X's on the manual. So, no, this maybe not. This might be the action-based connector. But these 2 are marked as X's on the manual. And I can't understand what they are supposed to be, since the GP02 is a unique mold. I don't think they are gonna reuse this mold for anything else really. It's pretty unique. So maybe they are extra part for the non-missile launcher version of this. Wouldn't really know. But hey, they are there. So extra plastic. Yay, always fine. So for size comparison now. It's not the tallest suit. I mean, it's very bulky, but it's not the tallest. I mean, I brought in the GN, which is a pretty tall mobile suit. High grade universal century, of course, GN. And you see, it's pretty taller head height. So, I mean, but it's not even small, because if you put it next to a regular high grade universal century kit, yep. Head height might not be that much taller, but bulk really is. It's double the size of the GM. And I don't know, for the last thing I have here a Hygieneris Century Camphor, and that really would be about it for size comparison. So, for a final recommendation of this kit, do I recommend it or not? And I say yes. I still say yes, because other than the shield, really everything else is pretty good. Possibility is not the greatest, but it's enough for what it is. I wasn't expecting much more really. Accessories are pretty fine. Everything you should get is on the kit. It's said really the only bummer is the shield that can't touch the ground, but otherwise it would be pretty awesome. And we do get the missile launcher. Yeah, if you ask me if I recommend the regular version or the missile launcher version, I say get the missile launcher version, because for just a tiny little more you get a lot more option, and to me they kinda make up for the disappointment of the shield. So I'm happy I got the missile launcher version, and if your question was to go with the regular or the missile launcher version, definitely go for the missile launcher version. There's really no point in going for the other one. Bazooka's pretty fine. Beam sabers are pretty nice, pretty big beam sabers, and that's really it. Really, yeah, that's it. And even the things that I said at the beginning about the stickers and Yara, really not bothering whatsoever. It was pretty much just an explanation why it has some stickers and some it hasn't. So really, It's not that I'm bothered by it. I will paint it and sit on the shelf, and that's it. So that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. And I will see you next time. This was Car. Bye.